access to, but they can be nice cards to take off your prizes as the game progresses. And it looks like we're about to get things underway. These players are ready, and we'll see who is going first. Nathan flips over the Arceus V, and Luca flips over the Inkay.
Wow, very interesting. Luca actually going to go ahead and start things off here going first. Looks like that Inkay down in the active, so we'll be able to have a nice, easy route to being able to start swinging with that Rapid Strike Tentacles the following turn. But Fog Crystal is a great way to kick things off. Allows you to get that basic Psychic Pokemon or Psychic Energy out of the deck. Almost certain we'll be seeing an Inkay. I believe fanned a Psychic Energy to the top of the deck already, so has a lot of options to work with. But importantly, looks like to note Luca is prize checking, and that is a great skill to have early on in the Pokemon trading card game, 100% for sure.
Checking your prizes is very important because you want to be aware of what pieces of your deck, what pieces of the puzzle you're trying to put together you will or will not have access to. So good heads-up decision there from Luca. I expect this turn to see some search cards being played, ideally that is, hopefully finding some level balls to get Sobbles down, maybe a Remoraid, something along those lines.
We will see that Inkay go onto the bench, and wow, this hand has not a lot going for it, and because you cannot play that Brawlian hand,
just a pass.
Yeah, will not be able to get down any Sobbles as things are looking excellent to start. Nathan already having the Arceus in the active, the attachment for turn, as well as a level ball to kick things off, so we'll be able to get some Sobbles into play and get that Trinity charge up and online very shortly.
Exactly what you want to see as Nathan, an energy drop to Arceus, level ball for a Sobble. This is the ideal start for Nathan. We'll see if a supporter card is in hand or not, something like maybe a Marnie, a Research, something to just dig and get a little more set up. You'd like to get multiple Sobbles in play so that you can utilize many different shady dealings on the second turn, potentially. I did see an Arceus V-Star in Nathan's hand, though, so there's a chance that Nathan could just want to hold this.
And all these beautiful shiny cards, the Gold Ultra Ball. Looks like opting to get rid of the Inteleon right away. That could be a key piece later on in finding those trainer cards.
Yeah, that's a really good card in this matchup as well as an attacker. Aqua Bullet dealing 120 damage, which is enough to knock out opposing Malamars. So it can be a great way to work in a one prizer. And also what you can do, since Aqua Bullet deals 20 damage to the bench, is you can make some really cool plays with Quick Shooting Inteleon, where you use Quick Shooting, scoop up net Quick Shooting once again, and then Aqua Bullet to take multiple prizes in a single turn.
It looks like we will see the Sobble get played onto the bench, and a Trinity charge will go ahead and throw 3 energy onto the board. Almost both of these Arceus are fully powered up, but does not play any way to recover that Inteleon, so will not have access to the Shady Dealings ability for any of the game, as we will see that Brawly played out for Luca. Allows Luca to grab 3 basic Pokemon that are Rapid Strikes and put them onto the bench, so I'm sure we'll be seeing some Sobbles come down into play. Looks like eyeing up that Remoraid. Rapid Strike Search is the best ability in this deck to be able to find those cards every single turn to deal more damage and set up your Malamar.
A really good decision by Nathan here to put a basic Water Energy on the active. If somehow Luca had just an incredible hand and was able to Rapid Strike Tentacles for a KO, it's very unlikely, but technically possible. There is a Raihan in Nathan's hand, so by putting a Water Energy on the active, if this active did get knocked out, you would have access to playing Raihan on the second turn.
A very good point indeed. Looks like we will see... I already see the Malamar in hand, but especially after that supporter and the big miss on turn 1.
I don't think that Luca's going to get there this turn, and it is just going to be a pass.
Yeah, it's just going to pass things over, and this is where things start to get pretty scary, especially when you're going to build up into these powerful V-Star Pokemon. Looks like already has the Arceus V-Star in hand. I think just debating whether or not to play that down, evolve it. We will see that get evolved, and very likely going to see the Starbirth V-Star power. As there it is, Starbirth V-Star power, allowing Nathan to search out any 2 cards from the deck. Such a powerful ability. It's no shocker that it can only be used once per game.
Yeah, Nathan may want to grab a Research here. The only card in hand right now is a Raihan, so it would make sense to get a different supporter. We could also see Nathan get like a Big Charm, maybe another Sobble to put down before the Research. Any of these things could be decent options. You want to protect these Arceus as much as possible because next turn, if you're taking a knockout now, you know that next turn Luca will be able to play Cynthia's Ambition, which sees so many cards.
Yeah, you're going to fill that hand up to 8. You're going to have a lot of access to abilities like the Shady Dealing on the Drizzile, the Octillery potentially to come out in Rapid Strike Search, And you haven't even played a Malamar into play, so there's a very high chance that Luca has access to one of those cards. But Big Charm here is a big find, and really prioritizing that. Yeah, it looks like found Marnie Big Charm off of that Starbirth. So, yeah, no way to cut that one card. So just going to go ahead and throw that onto the bottom of the deck. And
Nathan's having a good time here.
Yeah, we're enjoying it for sure. So filling the hand up to 5. Luca's going to go ahead and put that hand down to 4. I don't think is too upset about that play. I don't think had any access to something like a Drizzile or Emerald, and does have that Cynthia's Ambition. Yep. That is a big find. But more so on Nathan's side, finding the Big Charm is going to force out 8 Rapid Strike cards on the second turn for Luca. We see the miss there. Things could start to slip away and fall into Nathan's court.
I think Nathan would love to bench another Sobble here, but pretty much everything has gone according to Nathan's plan so far. Evolution Incense being played could mean we'll see a Drizzile, a Shady Dealings could get any trainer card out of the deck, but honestly, Nathan has everything that he wants right now.
Yeah, has built up a lot of options. Again, going back to that Shady Dealings, they're looking at the matchup. You want to try to play around as many prizes. Malamar is one of those decks that has very few gusting options when it comes to playing something like
usually just one boss's orders, right?
Yeah, so weaving in a one prizer here and there still has the option to use that Chilling Rain Inteleon to maybe deal some damage and apply some pressure. That could be a good option. Could set up some nice math as well. So we'll have to see if Nathan really goes ahead and weaves that in. But a great start right away. Going to go ahead and take the knockout on the Inkay, going down to 5 prize cards, as this is going to be a big turn. If Luca can find those 8 Rapid Strike cards, he's got a good start already. Looks like has a Fog Crystal to find out another Inkay, as well as a Cynthia's Ambition. So we could potentially see things get out of hand quickly. It looks like starting the turn off with a Fog Crystal, not a bad grab. You need that Inkay for the following turn to be able to attack with another Malamar. So getting that out thins the hand of 1 card, so you're going to draw an extra off Cynthia's Ambition. You're going to need to get that down anyways at some point, as slips out of the hand, or slips out of the deck rather, but already has another copy in hand. So we'll be able to fill that hand up. We're going to see a big Cynthia's Ambition for, it looks like 6 cards here.
And it's great to get this Inkay down before playing the Cynthia's, because you have to bench an Inkay this turn, and if you don't bench it before Cynthia's, that means one of the 8 cards you draw into will become an Inkay.
A very interesting choice to go ahead and bench another Inkay and not save that.
I think just wanting to draw more cards here.
Yeah.
Luca would really like to get this KO. Can definitely do it with some scoop-up nets by picking up a potential Octillery, by using Rapid Strike Search to get the Malamar, and then Scoop Up Net, put 2 Rapid Strike cards back into the hand. Let's see what it looks like.
I think with that Psychic Energy being in hand, it's not very possible. Looks like I see Karina's Focus in there. Scoop Up Net is there. I believe an Evolution Incense as well, so has a few options to work with, but looks like starting the turn off with a Rapid Strike Search may just settle for trying to weave in some attacks, and this is where things can open up for Nathan, is playing Sharon's Care, a great option to get that off the board and heal things up.
Sharon's Care is exactly what Nathan wants to use in this matchup when Luca does not get a one-hit knockout, and that's why it is so important to hit these numbers, to hit these one-hit KOs. It's just really difficult to get there in these early turns.
Absolutely. Level Ball will go ahead and find that Drizzile. Shady Dealings being able to search out any trainer card out of the deck, which we've seen it all weekend. It is maybe one of the most powerful abilities currently in the standard format.
Oh, absolutely. This card is so strong. Just the best consistency engine that we have right now, and it's made better by the fact that there are 2 powerful Inteleon that Drizzile can evolve into.
Yeah, having that option to branch out into different evolution lines and create different plays just even adds the depth and diversity of this card.
Luca is so close to getting this KO here, but I think just 1 card short, thanks to drawing that second copy of Psychic Energy in his list. Just like you said, that 1 extra card, I think, is going to make it so that Luca can't get this KO, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, as you were noting, did have the Scoop Up Net to technically get a +1 into the hand. Would leave you without Octillery for the following turn, but when you're getting a knockout, you're taking prizes.
Seems worth it to me.
Yeah, it definitely seems worth it. You also finally get rid of that Big Charm, so you don't have to worry about that for later on.
Yeah, because the thing about Big Charm is Nathan can get multiple uses out of it because of Sharon's Care. By picking up the Arceus, you also bring all cards attached to it, so that Big Charm would go back to hand, meaning that another Arceus could get a boosted 30 hit points.
So it looks like we'll go ahead and opt to grab an Evolution Incense potentially for the following turn. May just hold on to the Scoop Up Net because that will be a great way to reutilize the Inteleon for the following turn, as it looks like, yeah, we are just going to see
just
a Rapid Strike.
Hit.
Yeah, small hit. Going to go ahead and shuffle 3 Rapid Strike cards back in the deck, and it looks like Nathan already has a great hand to start things out with. things are just going to go ahead and shuffle back. Nathan's going to start things out. I see that beautiful full art Sharon's Care in the hand. I'm almost certain we're going to see that get played down this turn.
Definitely, and we know Nathan has a Drizzile in hand because he used Evolution Incense to grab it last turn, so that piece is already in the hand, ready to be played, so plenty of options on Nathan's side. In the first card, no surprise, Sharon's Care, picking up one of your colorless Pokemon play that has any damage counters on it, and also grabbing you all cards attached to that Pokemon. So strong.
Very similar to that Acerola supporter card back in Burning Shadows. Is limited to only colorless Pokemon, but in this deck, it works out perfectly and is a great fit. So we'll be able to reutilize the Big Charm as well as get this Arceus down with a double Turbo Energy and set it up to attack the following turn as a great option for Nathan. And if you're Luca, you've got to feel so strange about this, just especially the fact that now all that work you put in last turn, digging through the deck with Cynthia's Ambition, dealing that damage, putting those cards back into the deck that you now have to re-find, it kind of all went to waste.
Nathan has Pal Pad as well, so can put 2 supporter cards from the discard pile back into the deck. We'll choose that Sharon's Care as well as Marnie. And if Luca misses a KO this turn as well, Nathan still has Drizzile, and I don't really know that there's anything else Nathan needs this turn, so I would expect him to just hold on to that card, and then now Drizzile would be an option on the following turn, theoretically.
He has that option later on, could potentially even get down another Sobble. Trying to see what is in the hand. It looks like a lot of energies, a gold card. I can't quite see exactly what it is, but it looks like he's content just using that Trinity Nova. Trinity Nova going to go ahead and take the knockout, accelerating another water energy out of the deck. Going down to 4 prize cards. Luca's got to find a way to knock out this Arceus with a Big Charm. 8 Rapid Strike cards. Has a great start to things. Top decking that Ordinary Rod to be able to put back in that Malamar, as well as that Shady Dealings plus a Scoop Up Net. We'll be able to find a lot of cards. Potentially can go for something like a Cynthia's Ambition early on, and then build the hand up later.
Yeah, I think Luca can definitely get there this turn. There's just going to be so many more cards you can draw, and it's really thanks to the Shady Dealings. Inteleon, the fact that there are 2 Drizziles in play, that now means when you use Scoop Up Net to pick up this Inteleon on the other end of a Cynthia's Ambition potentially, that means you can just get 2 Rapid Strike Trainer cards out of the deck to boost your damage even more. It feels so likely Luca will get this knockout.
You could even find the Evolution Incense to thin a card out of the hand before playing Cynthia. So great sequencing here from Luca that we've seen thus far in this game number 1. Looks like going to go ahead and play it, grab out the Malamar, can even play the Ordinary Rod from hand. You usually want to use those just to get the Malamars back. You do have that Rescue Carrier to get those more fragile 90 HP Pokemon or less, like the Inkay, pretty much every single basic in this deck.
Not playing the Ordinary Rod yet, so maybe Luca will think better of it after shuffling here. I don't think I mind putting back Malamar too much because you really only need to attack 3 more times in order to win the game, theoretically, right? Knocking out 3 2 prize Pokemon, so you don't mind using Ordinary Rod just for 1. But Luca will choose to Cynthia's Ambition here. Still a hefty amount of cards, I believe 6 drawn there. And with that Inteleon in play, can certainly get there. Still has not used Rapid Strike Search either.
Yeah, I believe every single card there could find a Rapid Strike card or was a Rapid Strike card drawing to Level Ball. Evolution Incense has a lot of options to work with. But we will see the Level Ball get played. If there are enough cards already, maybe establishing 1 more Inteleon would be a great option in order to, Sobble to get down this turn in order to get that later. But it looks like we will just see another Inkay come down into play, or into the hand rather. 8 cards going to be very feasible. Can even reuse the Shady Dealings with that Scoop Up Net. And now we're going to see the Rapid Strike Search get fired off. We'll find any Rapid Strike card, most likely just something to shuffle back in the deck or get prepared for later, as it will actually be the Malamar grabbed.
Yeah, Malamar I think will probably just get shuffled back into the deck here. Is a great Rapid Strike card to grab. Luca has Evolution Incense as well, which can get any Evolution Pokemon out of the deck. Something else that's nice about using Scoop Up Net on the Inteleon is that it will put a Rapid Strike Sobble back into your hand. Of course, Drizzile and Inteleon are not Rapid Strike cards themselves, but if you are just short on getting a KO, effectively playing Scoop Up Net gets you 3 Rapid Strike cards because Inteleon can go grab you 2 trainers out of the deck, and you can use that Sobble as another one potentially.
have a lot of options with Scoop Up Net. I think it really allows this deck to be as powerful as it can, especially when you can reutilize the abilities and get +1s off of scooping up things like Octillery.
Does use the Scoop Up Net to pick up Octillery here. Let's see it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 Rapid Strike cards. 320 damage. Enough to get the knockout here on this Arceus. That is a huge swing for Luca.
And the last card in hand as well is that Cynthia's Ambition.
Very nice.
And so he even has that for the following turn. Going to be able to take those 2 prizes. And not bad as well. Looks like will be the Drizzile and the Brawly. Nathan's
Drizzile's actually kind of an awkward one to take because there's no Sobble in play. It would be great if there was a Sobble on the bench, but Luca needed to put all of those cards back in order to make it happen.
Yeah, now that you note that, that is true. Brawly could be a card just to get some more out of the deck, but Nathan, again, is still in a very solid position, is playing 2 copies of Big Charm, so can get 1 more back into play. We'll go ahead and re-evolve that Arceus V that just came down after Sharon's Care into the Arceus V-Star, as it looks like eyeing up potentially playing the Drizzile now to maybe grab something like a Disruptive Supporter card. Maybe a Marnie understands that if Luca was so confident to scoop up net that Octillery and put every single card back in the deck except for 1, that last card's got to be something powerful.
Yeah, I wonder if Nathan could ever go for a line of Boss's Orders, bring up the Intellion, take that Shady Dealings option out of play. Is going to go with Raihan instead here, just wants to accelerate some energies and can get any other card out of the deck. Nathan definitely needs to establish another Arceus.
Yeah, looks like eyeing up the Ultra Ball first. Going to be able to have a great target to utilize that Raihan onto.
Yep.
And now plays it down, so we'll be able to accelerate that basic energy to any one of these Pokemon. We'll opt for that Arceus V. Very smart decision there. And also, importantly, grab any card out of the deck. So a free search. And this is a great supporter card that we've seen come out of the Evolving Skies format, the Evolving Skies set. Evolving Skies set. A little bit of a tongue twister there.
Say that 5 times.
Yeah, 5 times. I can't. But regardless, is going to be able to grab a card. This will be interesting because there are a lot of great options. Maybe another Sharon's Care for the following turn. The Big Charm as well would make it pretty difficult to be knocked out.
Yeah, Big Charm could be pretty nice here. Potentially, Nathan, I don't think had a great hand. And yeah, has the Scoop Up Net, so that can at least reset the Drizzile on the bench so Nathan can have Shady Dealings on the next turn, and that's exactly what we'll see him do.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and re-bench that Sobble, so Drizzile will be available for the following turn, has the Big Charm as well. And another Trinity Nova, going to go ahead and take the knockout, going down to just 3 prize cards. So 3 knockouts away from going up 1-0 in the series, but Luca's still got a lot of options, wants to find another knockout this turn, and would put him in an excellent spot to work this out.
Yeah, it looks like we're having a discussion with the judges here. I don't think anything went awry there, so should be A-okay to continue this one on. Also having to work with the translator as well, Luca from France, and was very proud of it when I was talking to him before the game. Definitely wanted, you know, to show his French pride. Nathan from the U.S. making the trip all the way over here to the European International Championships.
Yep, a little bit of a trip for both players. Coming over here to Frankfurt, you'll have to see the international competition as we are going to see the Ordinary Rod get played. Very smartly choosing both Malamars, the great option of recovering those. You've got Rescue Carrier for the Inkay, Sobbles, and Remoraid, so might as well get those back. And we'll have access to, at most, 1 Shady Dealings this turn, as well as potentially being able to establish more Sobble to get things into play. But no Rapid Strike Search, and that is always a guaranteed way to grab a card out of the deck.
Yeah, Luca, I think, is going to have a hard time getting this KO. But if Luca can somehow find a way to get a knockout, this is the last Big Charm from Nathan. So that would make it much easier to KO the 3rd and final Arceus V-Star. But I think it's going to be hard.
Yeah, that was such an unfortunate top deck there in Boss's Orders, a card we've seen this weekend clump up these hands so these players can't draw more cards off Cynthia's Ambition because you want to keep that around at the same time. There is no discard cards in this deck. You just have cards like Level Ball, Evolution Incense, no Quick Ball, no Ultra Ball. You really want to keep as many cards in the deck. But speaking of which, Evolution Incense is going to go ahead and get played. This can go ahead and grab the Malamar to set math up, but we know that this Arceus is not getting knocked out. There is a very likely chance that Sharon's Care would be the next option.
Nathan will have an interesting choice here this next turn. His hand is not very good. It's got that Drizzile, which is solid, but other than that, I believe it was an Arceus V and an Energy card, so no draw power at all. What would Nathan choose to do? Drizzile and get the Sharon's Care to heal the active, or do you Drizzile for a draw supporter in order to find more pieces for future turns? It's going to be a tough call.
Yeah, really got to debate, and this is kind of where having a knowledge of your prize cards would be a great option, as there is a research in the prize as well as Melanie, so 2 technically draw support cards to be able to find more pieces. So that could be an interesting thing to note if you are Nathan. Do you have that knowledge of your prize cards? Do you understand what is likely in there, what your odds of drawing are? As it looks like we will see another Shady Dealings come into play. And also the Rescue Carrier will put 2 Rapid Strike Pokemon into the hand. Looks like definitely wants to at least establish another Inkay this turn.
Needs to bench 1. Puts the other one into hand, though, which is great because it counts for more damage, and it'll go back into the deck, so you can bench it on the next turn, potentially.
Yeah, continuing to get that set up. We'll go ahead and bench an Inkay, put 1 into hand.
Something important to note, this is Luca's last recovery card, so whatever Malamars and Inkay Luca has access to in the deck will be the only ones remaining for the rest of the game.
Yeah, and a nice scoop up net there right away. We'll be able to reutilize this Inteleon line.
That's a lot of cards in hand for Luca, but I don't know that many of them are Rapid Strike cards.
No, the Drizzile, Boss, and Inteleon right off top of my head already cards that cannot be put back in. It looks like there's actually no way to even search out a Malamar this turn and deal some damage. So
no energy either. That is a big miss, and Luca just has to pass, not even forcing Nathan to play a Sharon's Care, and this is a massive opening now for Nathan. Can very confidently use that Drizzile to go get a draw supporter and just dump the hand with a research or something like that.
Even has a level ball here to get out another Sobble to find more trainers the following turn, as Inteleon Sword and Shield will not be an option for the remainder of this game, but Drizzile will, and that is still great. You just need 1 card, right? A Sharon's Care or a Big Charm or something specific. Drizzile does more than enough to grab that, so we will actually see the Drizzile go ahead and find a Marnie, and that is a great play. You see Luca kind of fanning the hand out and saying, come on, man, can I have these?
That is a lot of cards there in hand. Anytime your opponent has that many cards, it doesn't feel like too bad of a decision to Marnie, though I guess it is worth noting that Luca did not get a Malamar and did not get an energy last turn, so you know, maybe the hand is a little awkward, but regardless, Nathan will choose to go for Marnie and see 5 new cards.
Yep, Luca going to go ahead and get 4 cards, and all of those going to the bottom, so no chance either that first Drizzile or an Inteleon is grabbed off of this. But at the same time, your Boss's Orders is now in the bottom of your deck, so you won't have that clogging up your hand anymore for this turn at minimum. As it looks like we are most likely going to see, looks like a couple more cards go down into play. Still could potentially grab another Sobble at this point and get things set up. So it looks like we will actually see the option here get grabbed. It looks like eyeing it up, both in a prize card still. And it looks like is still running that 4-4 Drizzile Inteleon Sobble line.
Yeah, loves the consistency of this deck. That was Nathan's favorite thing about this deck, is just how consistent it is. With so many search cards, so many Inteleons, you can do whatever you want every single turn, it feels like.
Yeah, Trinity Nova going to go ahead and take the knockout. Nathan will go down to just a few prize cards remaining.
Okay.
A few knockouts away, and this is a big turn here. Luca is still in this game, but needs to get a knockout this turn.
Finds a Malamar and an energy. That's a great start. Has level ball to go get Drizzile, which of course can find that Cynthia's Ambition. Also has Fog Crystal for the replacement Inkay. This game is definitely not over yet. Luca needs to hit so much here, though. Needs to find the full 8 Rapid Strike cards in order to get the one-hit KO on this 310 hit point Arceus V-Star.
Yeah, and that Drizzile will come down. Shady Dealings most likely going to grab a Cynthia's Ambition to fill the hand back up. Yep. And there it is, throws it down. It looks like already, I believe that last card, a Rapid Strike Energy, so it is a card that is usable for that Rapid Strike Tentacles attack. But this is going to be
literally all Luca needs here is every single one of these cards to be a Rapid Strike card or a way to get one. Things like the Level Balls and the Evolution Incense can find other ones. Also, Scoop Up Net could work. Here we go, Cynthia's Ambition, 7 cards off the top. How many of these are Rapid Strike cards? Can't see. Luca's hiding it from us. Is there any Boss's Orders or anything like that in the hand? Because those are cards you don't want to see right now.
I see Sobble. It looks like everything there, I think. I think every card he has is a Rapid Strike, potentially. I'd have to see
Which would be great. That would mean Luca could get the KO here, but at the same time, yeah, Luca must have missed it and is going to scoop the game up. Nathan Osterkatz wins game number 1 here in the final. Pal Pad means Nathan is going to have to be very mindful of when he uses the 1 copy he'll have access to.
All right, we're getting into game number 2 here at the Juniors Finals. Going to start things off with an Inkay on the bench. Level ball we'll be able to find out the Sobble out of the deck, and looks like has a few search options like a level ball for the following turn, as well as an evolution incense to maybe grab something like the Malamar. So there are plenty of options on board here for Luca. But you can't really complain. You got a lot better of a start than last game. You can finally utilize Shady Dealings on that second turn. Exactly what you want to see here if you're Luca.
Yeah, this is looking solid for Luca. Already much better since there's a Sobble in play on turn 1. And we'll now pass it to Nathan, who I don't think has an energy card, and that is not something you love to see. Arceus wants to attach an energy on turn 1 every single game. Is there a supporter? Just the boss, I think.
No, I think has 2 Arceus V-Star in hand.
A little awkward of a hand.
Yeah, no,
just has
wow,
to pass.
So, this looks pretty bad for Nathan, but do remember, the Melanie is in deck this time, so that could be a potential route. Already has a way to discard a water energy off of that, so there is a potential that we could see that the following turn, but it's going to be a lot more difficult to get off this Trinity Nova. But starting things off right off the bat with an Evolution Incense, and that Fog Crystal will guarantee that Psychic Energy, which that Malamar needs to attack. Things are looking solid here for Luca to kick things off.
I wonder if Luca will use the Drizzile this turn to go get Karina's Focus and just fill the hand up to 6, or go a little slower and play the Brawly that I think Luca has in hand. That could be a decent option in order to just establish your board. You already know that Nathan had a little bit slower of a start, and barring any crazy Melanie plays, there's a chance you don't get KO'd next turn. But, of course, the power of Starbirth makes it very easy to pull these Melanies off.
Yeah, our first set here that we get access to these great V-Star Pokemon, and right off the bat, very powerful attacks and abilities. We've seen how powerful the Fluffball V-Star was in the Whimsicott deck that Frank Persick has been playing, has been playing, as we have watched throughout Top Cut yesterday, and Starbirth is the best option in the current standard format to search out cards as an ability. So similar to a Shady Dealings, but any 2 cards as Karina's Focus will go ahead and it looks like fill the hand up to 6. Another Fog Crystal.
Yeah, no matter how hard Remoraid tries, it's not a Psychic type Pokemon, so has to get the Inkay there. I believe does have a Level Ball in hand, so maybe he was just getting one step ahead.
Yeah, can't swim with the squids, unfortunately, but looks like we'll go ahead and eye up the other Inkay. One of them is prized, so that will be the last one. So Fog Crystal will be unable to grab any Rapid Strike cards until Luca takes another prize card, at least this turn. Looks like does have another Emerald as well.
Does Luca have 6 Rapid Strike cards in hand? If Luca has 6, could go in for a KO, but that is very risky because you're leaving yourself with a very poor board. Does get this knockout, so that's a huge first KO for Luca, taking 2 prize cards, but only having a Malamar and an Inkay in play feels very risky.
Yeah, risky play, but if Luca did calculate the prize cards, he'd know that there's about a 30%, it gets about 60% to go ahead and draw into that Cynthia or that Karina, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Out of those out of those 6 prize cards is there, and is going to get bailed out. Did find that Karina's Focus off the prize cards, so we'll be able to fill the hand up. But the downside is you have no access to those powerful searching abilities for this turn, and things are going to get kicked off right away with the Shady Dealings the Shady Dealings Drizzile looks like as the top deck,
and that is grab that Melanie, right? And Starbirth means that you can go get a basic Water Energy and a double turbo. We know Nathan had the Ultra Ball in hand, so Nathan has the pieces here to pull off a turn 2 Trinity Nova, even after Luca got a turn 2 KO.
Absolutely does eye up that Melanie right off the bat with that Shady Dealings, and this is going to be interesting to see exactly what Starbirth finds. We'll go ahead and utilize that V-Star power, most likely going to be that Water Energy and the double turbo. As we see the Ultra Ball get played, this can go ahead and either find another Sobble. An Arceus to power up here, I would assume, is probably the best grab off of this, as we do see the Arceus get grabbed.
Ethan seems to agree with you, Ethan. Gets that Arceus ready to go, and Melanie will draw 3 cards here. Nathan probably hoping to find some Sobbles as well so that you can use more Shady Dealings in future turns.
It has access to 3 more of Level Ball, as well as actually all 4 Level Balls still. None of them were played on that first turn. It was just a simple play, as we do see the double turbo confirmed to be grabbed off of that Starbirth. And there is a big Melanie going to go ahead and accelerate the Water Energy to that active Arceus V-Star. Already has Knockout lined up on board. Looking for some more Sobble there.
Was that a Level Ball, maybe?
A lot of these gold trainer cards, so I think it may be a...
Nathan loves his bling, it seems.
You can't hate the man for it, right? Got a bling. It looks like the Scuba up net was the gold card grab, and that's still good because it means you can reutilize this ability next turn to maybe guarantee the Sharon's care. But there is a big knockout. Utilizing that Trinity Nova will be able to also power up this benched Arceus V. An excellent turn after such a weak start for Nathan.
And Luca is left with only a single Inkay in play, and I think Luca's going to be really relying on the top deck here. What is it? An Evolution Incense. Does have Karina's Focus in hand, which isn't too bad, though.
Yeah, it looks like may just eye up the Malamar right away off of this Evolution Incense. Try to do what Luca did in game number 1. Looks like we will see prizes getting taken, so looks like we'll go ahead and draw into that as Evolution Incense. Yep, going to go ahead and eye up that Malamar.
Nice.
Great option to go ahead and grab, and this will be a big Karina's Focus. There's no way for this knockout to happen this turn, but at minimum you can maybe establish your board a little bit and poke it for maybe 80 to 120 damage and set up a more feasible knockout the following turn.
Yeah, just setting up a 2-turn KO is not too bad, and it does force Nathan to go find that Sharon's Care if he wants to heal this Arceus.
Absolutely, we will see.
Is there an energy? Oh, no energy from Luca. That means Luca will not be able to attack, and there's not even any Sobbles to put in play. No Remoraid either to set up for one of these powerful evolution Pokemon, and just has to pass, getting no value from this Malamar. This is a massive opening for Nathan to just get a huge lead here on board position.
Ooh, even finds the level ball to get another Sobble into play. Can now set up multiple lines of the Shady Dealings. Can kind of just push back and say, I'm doing all I'm doing right now. I'm taking knockouts, and that's exactly what Nathan does.
Yeah, and Nathan's playing it patiently here. Had the Drizzile in hand, isn't even worried about going to use that to get Big Charm or anything like that. Wants to save it for a Sharon's Care on the next turn. Very smart decision from Nathan.
And again, this is going to be very unfeasible to get another knockout or be able to find 8 more Rapid Strike cards to be able to pick up this KO. Or 7 rather, because of that 280 HP on the Arceus.
And the next card is Remoraid. That's a card Luca would have loved to have put in play last turn. And is that just a pass again? Boss's Orders brings up the Remoraid. Nathan is running away with this at this point. Very strong spot. Takes the KO, goes down to just 3 prize cards remaining, and Luca still only has 2 Inkays.
It's going to be a big-time top deck here. What is Luca able to find?
Needs something to bail him out big time.
Yeah, but the problem with this hand as well is there's so many unplayable cards
right.
you can't thin out. There's an Ordinary Rod, there's an Evolution, it looks like a Shady Dealings, a Teleon in the hand, Octillery, not a lot of things you can work with. As a Fog Crystal off the top of the deck.
And just passes to Nathan.
Oh, Nathan has the ball in the court, can just set up multiple Sobbles, get things rolling. It is looking so promising. The knockout onto the Inkay. It's going to come up to the active.
1 Squid left in play. This could be Luca's last turn if there is no other basic Pokemon coming down. Nathan could just knock out this lone Inkay and win the game and win the European International Championships.
Another big top deck here for Luca. We'll see exactly what the grab is.
Does he have anything?
Remoraid
it up! Nathan Ostercats wins the European International Championship.